Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Ogden. I'm Holly Leek, and I'm going to be your worship associate this morning. We have some announcements to get things started, and you'll understand shortly why I'm wearing this kind of funny hat. But let's see. Well, we're currently without an RE program, a situation we're hoping to remedy someday soon. Karen Thurber has done great work in helping us get involved with the Girl Scouts program. As part of this, we're excited to be joined today by Sadie Fowers from the Girl Scouts of Utah. Sadie is also speaking this morning to the Presbyterians, so she's right across the courtyard right now. To give her some time to speak with our neighbors, we've slightly arranged the order of service this morning, so we're just going to keep you on your toes, okay? In particular, we're probably going to do the candles and stones before our main speaker, and we hope that won't be too disruptive for you. We also may or may not do the guided meditation, depending on how much you're willing to listen to me talk about my Girl Scout experiences. So, should I be advancing the slide? Yes. Got it. All right, so some announcements. This month's potluck video night will be Friday the 16th at the home of Dan and Mary Arno. And the movie will be Dangerous Beauty. And the meal will be a beans and frank dinner plus whatever guests bring to share. RSVP to Dan Arno if you'd like to be there. And today you have the opportunity to actually do that in person because there's Dan. Another announcement that's not on the slide is that the book club is also meeting this week on Wednesday night at 7. And this month we read the book Wild by Cheryl Strayed. If you've seen the movie, it correlates pretty closely to the book. Just come and talk with us. The book actually was really, really good. And we're looking for more people to join the book club. So if you're interested, please come this Wednesday night at 7. Meet the tiny little gang of ragtag people who come and talk about books. Are you concerned about the future of our democracy? So please consider volunteering to help preserve and strengthen our democracy through voter registration. We have volunteer opportunities at the Ogden Farmers Market, Washington Terrace Days, and Ogden's Juneteenth celebration. So if you'd like to get involved, please contact Karen Thurber, who's also right here, so you can talk to her in person if you want to. For our next service on June 18th, we're going to join the Foothills, Colorado Unitarians remotely, and there will be a broadcast from this chapel, so you can come in person and participate with people here through the online service. Also, Dylan's going to be speaking at the First Unitarian Church of Salt Lake City's Summer Forum program that Sunday, giving a revised version of his Echoes and Reverberations talk from November. So if you missed it, you can come either join him in Salt Lake City or remotely join in on that service. For our service on June 25th, we're joining many other Unitarian congregations around the country for remote service at General Assembly. So we're going to be meeting and broadcasting the service from our chapel here. So that'll be really cool. We'll be worshiping with everybody. Okay, finally, our annual meeting is taking place today. It will be at 11:30 right across the hall, right out here in Geneva Hall. We'll be updating members on our minister search and the building sale investment, discussing the proposed UUA Article 2 revisions, electing leadership for next year, reviewing the stewardship campaign, and going over next year's church budget. So we hope you can join us. Okay, and before we light the chalice, let me remind you that the Unitarian Universalist Church is an open, tolerant place where diversity of thought is encouraged and appreciated. It doesn't matter who you are or how you identify yourself. We think for ourselves, want space where we can ponder spiritual questions on our own terms. We ask questions, value the exchange of ideas, and want to hear from others. There are a range of beliefs among those here. Generally, though, we believe in caring for the planet and caring for one another. We are a lay-led ministry, which means the messages come from everyone here. Everyone here adds to the atmosphere. We're glad you're all here. I'm leading the service and it's time to access the singing bowl. Our chalice lighting words this morning come from the Oberlin UU Fellowship in Oberlin, Ohio, and reflect upon the many reasons we gather here together. We light this chalice to find inner peace, love for each other, and faith in ourselves. Also to be welcoming to whomever we meet and kind to all living creatures. So gather around this light of hope as we share this time together. And now we're going to light our chalice, speaking our own words found in the order of service. My lovely assistant will light the chalice. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, for the light of truth, and for the energy of action. Yay. Thank you, my most able and favorite assistant. Okay, our opening hymn is a round called Make New Friends, and the lyrics of the first two verses are printed in your order of service. Joseph here is going to help us with the setup and lead us in the singing. And I did ask him if he would do this because it's a Girl Scout thing. We just always do this. So I thought, how perfect, we need to do this.
We'll sing the verse through one time and then I'll tell you what we're gonna do with it. This is so you get a chance to hear it. That's not those. We'll sing it all together through the verse, and then we'll do it twice as a round. So this side you can watch over here, and this side you can watch these people.
It's easy enough to do with brownies, so it's a fun song. You got here so fast. I thought we had AC. Okay, we can wait. Where's the AC? Is it me or is it warm in here? Okay, I know I'm wearing a hat, so that can do it.
The thermostat is set at 70 and the temperature is about 74 before everybody arrives.
Do you want us to open the doors?
I just need everyone to stop breathing. I'm just kidding. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, there's nobody bothered with this time. Open this one, please.
God, I'm sorry. So it's not just me.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. because I am like always hot. All right, the prayer we have today is called Prayer Before a Circle by Samantha Lynn Wilson. I give thanks for all it takes to be a healing presence, and also how simple it is. I confess that I want to be seen as especially good, especially right, especially useful. I confess that I'm still learning an artful skill. I confess sometimes I try too hard or lean in too far or refuse to be moved. And despite all my doubts, there are these ones beside me. So you, web of life that connects each to all, you that are each part of, never fall out of, and are all responsible for, you who energize all matter as matter, heart of sacred experience, you who love us all as us as you. Today I ask for the resources to be present to myself, the resources to be present to others, the resources to lean toward what is hurting, the intuition of my body, the trust and shared leadership of these friends, the insight of our collective wisdom, the embodiment of all my skin and bones and blood, the ocean of my being, to wave and crest and fall on the rocks of every holy moment. That's it. Sorry, I didn't end that very well. So we're going to come back to this, and we're not going to do this. All right, and we're going to do this later. Yes, I'm sorry. Do this now. Okay, the script is all confused. And I wanted to do something else before I do this real fast. I don't know if I just met for the first time Marianne Palacios, who's back there. She is our office administrator, Marianne, right there with the green shirt and the scarf. And I know that, you know, we don't see you, so it's so nice to see you. Thank you for being here. And it's good to meet you too.
All these amazing graphics that you're seeing.
Except for this page, which I modified. Sorry, the presentation looked really good though, don't get me wrong. Sadie's here. Do you know about National Center West?
I don't.
Because I am that old now. So I made this sort of, I hope not offensive, little jokey title. Girl Scouts been very, very good to me. And I put these pictures of National Center West up here because I have a little story to share about Girl Scout National Center West. This is no longer a Girl Scout property, but in the 80s it was. And it was a part of what they called wider opportunities. And I think they still have those, but they might call them something else. So wider opportunities were international camping events that girls could go on, older girls, teenagers, and international and national. We could go across the country to Juliet Gordon Lowe's house in Savannah, Georgia. You could go all over in different places. Different Girl Scout councils hosted things. And then we also had some national centers, and there was one called Girl Scout National Center West, which was in Ten Sleep, Wyoming. Who's been to Ten Sleep, Wyoming? Have you really? Bill?
Geology trip.
Okay, you might have been to this campground. I don't know, because it had Indian petroglyphs, and it was a huge property outside of Ten Sleep, Wyoming. So very, very, very remote. And in 1983, I went as a scout. I was 16, and I had to have a frame backpack, so we got that. I had all this luggage, flew to Denver, saw similarly dressed green girls in the airport, clustered together, got on this teeny tiny little airplane, like we filled it up, and flew to the Worland, Wyoming airport. Who knows where Worland, Wyoming is? It's much bigger than Ten Sleep. Okay. I actually have a brother-in-law who lives there now, but that'll make sense in a minute. So we flew to Worland, got on a bus, rode to Ten Sleep up to this National Center West camp. very rugged. Platform tents for the girls to camp in. At night, the mice would skitter across you. So much fun. I loved it. So I went to this 2-week camp called Buckskins and Calico. And I did some extra stuff to earn a little college credit that never meant anything. But I learned all sorts of things about pioneer skills and things like that. I had my 2 tent mates. One was from Louisiana and one was from Michigan. And I stayed in touch with the one from Michigan for quite a while before we lost touch. She was actually from Flint. And she helped me set up a program that helped me earn my gold award, which was a pen pal exchange program. I was in Los Angeles, California. Anyway, it was a fabulous experience. I loved it. My mom still has the sagebrush broom that I made her and somehow got all the way back to Los Angeles from Tin Sleep, Wyoming. First time frame backpacking. The whole thing was so wonderful, you know, bleach in the water and all that fun stuff out in the wilderness. So when I was in college a few years later, I had 2 more years of high school. Then I was in college for 2 years and I was a textbook sophomore, a punk. And my mom said, don't come home this summer. I went to college 500 miles from home in Northern California. And she said, you need to find a summer job somewhere. She was just irritated with me, and I understand why. So I was like, okay, fine, you know. And then the council, what a plug. Uh-oh.
Don't worry about it.
Doesn't matter?
It's the power cord, but it's got that.
Does it go here? Okay, I won't worry about it. So the Girl Scout Council newsletter came to my house because I had gone all the way through Girl Scouts from brownies through seniors, 10, 11 years. And she said, hey, there are some job openings at the Girl Scout National Center West. You should apply to go work out there this summer. I was like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. So I did. And I got a job as an office administrator out there. Got to see the campground from the other side. Ended up switching over to working in the kitchen. Had a ball doing that. Yeah, kitchen. We made food for the kids to an extent, and then they had to finish like preparation or something. I can't remember how it worked, but there at that camp was this cute young man named Dean, who was the trail crew supervisor. It's a very, very rugged camp. He had to go through training, the same thing that people who work in the national parks would do, to learn how to clear and support and buffer trails for horses and girls hiking. And so he had a group of guys who worked with him, and their whole job was to keep things safe, you know, way out in the rugged trails. And that was in 1987. And in 1990, we got married. We've been married for 33 years. So when I tell people I met my husband at a Girl Scout camp, I get a lot of like, mm. And when I say, yeah, he's a little older than me, they go, you know, like, this is very weird, very, very weird. But anyway, so that's just one story. I brought my jacket. You can look at it later if you want to. When we were seniors, we got troop jackets. My troop had a name, Walawi. It was an Indian word. I put my brownie bees on here, which you won't know because that's from the 70s. It's the oldest patches on here. And then I've got stars for the years I was in Scouts, and my Silver Award and Gold Award and Leadership Awards and things that are a little different now. But we had a lot of fun wearing these. I had a camp name. It says Kazoo on there. Because when you're a senior Girl Scout, you get to lead little girls doing things. We ran summer camps, we ran weekend camps, and we all took on pseudonyms, silly names. My friend was Splinter. I had a friend named Jinx. We took on these funny names because we didn't want the girls to be just screaming like a name that could be one of their friends, because that's all they do is scream, you know. And so we don't want a little girl going, you know, Jennifer, Jennifer, and we don't know that she needs an adult, you know, or a semi-adult, a mini adult, us. So we had crazy names. So when they're yelling Kazoo, you know, it's you, you know, they're not yet talking to anyone else. But anyway, that's my little story. I brought some books you can look at if anyone's interested. So to make sense of this, I was a scout, like I said, from Brownies all the way up through, graduated high school, a Girl Scout, couldn't afford the lifetime membership, had a daughter, and when we moved out here, she joined a Brownie troop, and that was Troop 17, and Troop 17 became a junior troop, and then I started volunteering with them, and then they became a cadet troop, and we, I think we finished out with a couple of girls left. It's hard. They peter out the older they get. But I made these for my girls when they were teenagers, and we had our green bucket hats for Troop 17. So I don't know if that number is in use right now or not, because it's sort of,
It's not.
I figured it sort of fizzled back out. So if you guys want Troop 17, it has a love for me right here. So I'm gonna let Karen introduce our special guest, and then she can do more talking than I am.
Thanks, Holly. It's great.
I was also a Girl Scout, started as a Brownie, went through elementary school and part of junior high in the late 1960s until I decided I'd rather be a hippie. And so I dropped out of Girl Scouts because I didn't feel it was compatible at that time. But as your social justice coordinator for the church, there are lots of initiatives we've done. We've heard about voter registration work, and we're really excited. I'm a member of, I guess maybe ex officio, I don't know, but it doesn't matter, of the First Presbyterian Church Outreach Committee. So I've been working with First Presbyterians, several of the wonderful ladies in that church. And one of the things we decided was we need a Girl Scout troop here. They have had Girl Scout troops here in the past. First Presbyterian is actually home to Utah's longest continually operating Boy Scout troop. And my grandson's actually in that troop, and so is Nico Vanderplas is in that troop as well. And so we thought, wow, the Boy Scouts have a real presence here, but we don't have Girl Scouts. So we're starting with a combined Daisy and Brownie troop, which is pre-K through second grade. And after church over at coffee hour, we'll have a table set up and information. If you have children or grandchildren or nieces or friends' kids who might be interested in the troop, we can get information for you. We are also looking for leaders, and we're hoping to recruit 5 to 6 people, male or female, right? And Sadie's going to tell you more about it. And so without further ado, Sadie Fowers. It's a little cramped in there, sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Again, I'm Sadie Fowers with Girl Scouts of Utah. I'm a membership support specialist, so I serve our volunteers and girls from North Salt Lake all the way up. And I want to start by saying thank you to Karen Thurber. She reached out to me to start this journey with her, and I am so excited. So Girl Scouts has a mission of building girls of courage, confidence, and character. The Girl Scout program gives girls a way to learn skills that they may not have been taught in school or at home, or maybe it'll enhance those skills that they learn there. We have established 5 outcomes with participation that we seek to improve, which include a strong sense of self, positive values, challenge seeking, healthy relationships, and community problem solving. The Girl Scout program is set up for girls to learn about different skills in 4 major categories: life skills, outdoor, entrepreneur, and STEM. Each badge is a skill that a girl works on to understand and develop. She does this alongside her troop, building resilience and strength with each other. In addition to earning badges, they also have a strong focus on making the world a better place. And they do this with take action projects that are intended to help resolve a root problem in our society. And as Girl Scouts, as Holly mentioned, as you get older, you can work on your bronze, silver, and as she reached her gold award. These are long-lasting projects that impact the community. Girl Scouts are not just reading and listening to examples of how to gain a badge, but part of the process is that we have the girls learning by doing. So they're getting their hands dirty. They're putting on those heavy backpacks and getting out there. We also focus on being girl-led. So the girls use their voice to decide what badges they want to work on, what is their focus, and what inspires them. And girls also participate in cooperative learning. So they lean on each other. They get to succeed and perhaps fail with a built-in cheerleading system, a friend to talk to and support. This spring, the CDC reported data that shows that our youth is in a mental health crisis. Part of that is that our girls, 3 in 5, have a persistent feeling of sadness and hopelessness. Girl Scouts is not the only solution, but it is a key part of that solution that we can use and leverage. Girl Scouts has been tracking the success of each of reaching the 5 outcomes through the Girl Scout Research Institute, and they report increased metrics on all these outcomes. Girl Scouts, when they participate as a Girl Scout, she's 12% more likely to have a strong sense of self, 16% more likely to have positive values, and 17% more increase in healthy relationships. Girl Scouts takes the potential of girls and combines it with robust skill building programming and adds caring adult mentors and strong female role models. That is the Girl Scout difference. So I've been a witness of the impact of Girl Scouts that Girl Scout makes firsthand. I have 2 teenage daughters that have been in Girl Scouts since they were 5. They have become outgoing, strong, and positive change makers. Whether girls stay in Girl Scouts for a few years or all the way through all their school years, she develops skills and curiosity that stays with her. Yesterday, I was at a farmer's market and I ran into a woman that was doing she's a chemist and was doing a table inviting kids to join. And I happened to mention I work for Girl Scouts, and she said, "Oh, that's how I got my start in STEM. In my Girl Scout troop, we learned how to build a lamp, and that inspired me to have the courage to choose STEM as my career path." So I know that these outcomes align with you too, and in partnership together, we can make a difference in the lives of the girls in our community. Faith is at the heart of Girl Scouting, and it has always been integral to the Girl Scout tradition and experience. Our Girl Scout promise says, "On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law." On your website, you have stated Unitarian Universalist believe in the golden rule, loving our neighbors as ourselves, working for a better world, searching for truth with an open mind, and using reason to help us explore religious ideas, and granting everyone the right to choose their own beliefs. I think that's a powerful statement, and I cannot think of a better alignment with Girl Scouts. As pillars of the community and in building us positive change, you can inspire and nurture growth. The development and outcomes do not just rest on our Girl Scouts. As a volunteer and a lifetime member, I too have been on the receiving end of these benefits. I was not a Girl Scout. I would see those elusive girls at cookie time and I was like, "Oh, that looks so fun." But we did not ever find a troop in my area. But when my girls were 5, when my oldest was 5, I got invited to an information night and I jumped in. Had no idea what I was getting myself into. And here I am 12 years later and I'm still in it. I love it more than I thought I would. I work for Girl Scouts and I myself have made long-lasting relationships with inspiring women, and I've had opportunities that would never have come to me, as well as given me courage to dream bigger for myself. Recently, I was speaking with a troop leader who has an active troop and takes their cookie sales seriously. These girls have big goals and they use their cookie sales to make those happen. She shared with me, "One of my brownies told me at a cookie booth, 'Miss Mary, we all know that you build business bosses, and I'm glad to be one.'" So The opportunity, the opportunity to work with, inspire curiosity, and watch growth in the girls is beyond a measurable impact for a volunteer. Girl Scouts shows girls a pathway to be a lifetime leader. Queen Latifah is a spokesperson for Girl Scouts. She's also a former Girl Scout, and she shared, "We speak up for what's right, help out when things go wrong. We raise our voices alone or together. We aren't just breaking news, but breaking barriers. We are fighting for victory on the battlefield and on the playing field. We are seeing the world through new eyes and the earth from miles above. We redefine beauty, brains, and what it really means to be queen. We are making ourselves heard on stage and on screen. We are showing the way in Silicon Valley and showing up for others whenever help is most needed. We are not just making our mark, but we are making a difference." Queen Latifah was specifically referring to our Girl Scout alumni. Some of the examples that are listed there: Barbara Walters, news pioneer; Katie Couric, award-winning journalist; Tammy Duckworth, war hero, US Senator; Jackie Joyner Kersey, Olympic gold medalist; Dr. N. Jan Davis, astronaut; Melinda Gates, philanthropist; and Susan Collins, US Senator. And of course, the list goes on. I've spoken a lot about girls and women. And yes, that is a key point in the Girl Scout program, is having a positive female role model. But being a male leader and having a positive impact on girls is also super important. Our girls need to have positive male influence. So you, please join. We are starting our Girl Scout troop. This is a joint venture with First Presbyterian Church and Unitarian Universalist Church of Ogden this fall. We're looking to serve girls in the area and give them the opportunity to be a part of the sisterhood, learn valuable skills, and in the process, make the world a better place. So I invite you to take action, talk with me afterwards. I'd love to have you have girls join, your neighbors join, yourself join, and be a part of this. So thank you.
Oh, I can amen all of that. When I was older, and I think scouting is most important for the older girls, that's when they need it really bad. My Girl Scout leaders were a man and woman who were married, and their daughter was in the troop. And I didn't have a dad at that point. And I can say that it was so important. Mr. Bill was a big deal, a really big deal. His name was Bill, not Mr. Bill here, but anyway, he was also Mr. Bill. My husband also was a Girl Scout volunteer with me when I ran my troop, so he was a co-leader. So yeah, guys, get involved for sure. You don't know the little girls who need you, and there are little girls who will need you. And I've talked before about how Unitarian Universalism aligns to the Girl Scouts, and how I was a Unitarian Universalist since I joined Girl Scouts. I just didn't know it because there's a lot of correlation. Okay, Dylan, what are we doing now? Because I'm really confused.
Back a bit, and then do candles and stuff.
Okay, thank you. Candles and stones. Meditation time. Hold on. I believe Girl Scouts also had a lot to do with me being a teacher. Leadership skills. I like being a leader. So, and my daughter is also a badass woman. So Girl Scouts does that for you. Thank God, I'm trying to find it. Okay, we have these lovely words before we do this, which I don't have memorized. Oh. Nope. They're not here. Okay, so we're doing candles and stones and then the offertory later, right?
Do the office right now.
Okay, so sorry. For candles and stones, what we do is we invite you to come up and light a candle of remembrance or drop a stone of forgiveness in the sacred waters that we have gathered here. And just form a line in the middle and come up and do this as you are moved while Joseph plays some beautiful music for us. Thank you. Sorry.
Had a little banner that went across the sash. Yeah. Sash. No one here. That's amazing.
I told you the music would be pretty. And now for the calling for the offering. We rely on your involvement, your attendance, your spirit to keep this church going. It's vital and we appreciate it. We also depend on your financial support. So please give what feels right, what fits with your budget. All donations are greatly appreciated. We'll be sharing our plate today with the Girl Scouts of Utah, so please give generously to this great cause. Now please stand, embody your voice, and facing the center aisle, sing together the offering song printed in your order of service. Thank you for giving. This money helps the church, helps us in our effort to improve the world in big ways and small. And now please remain standing and sit in body or spirit for our closing hymn 118 in the hardback hymnal, This Little Light of Mine, 118 in the hardback hymnal. Thank you. Please be seated. So Dylan has given me some closing words from Amy Bowden Freeman and Keith Crone, titled "These Hands Connect Us to One Another." Become aware of the hands that you are holding, their warmth, texture, and weight. As an infant, these same hands reached out for the nourishment of milk. As a child, these hands shakily wrote a name on paper for the first time. These hands have wiped away tears, clenched in anger, waved hello and goodbye countless times, and embraced loved ones. And now these hands are the tangible link that connects us to one another. Look and see those around you who have experienced so much that is life. These hands have worked, are working, and will work to make the world a better place. So go in peace, go in love, work for justice, go forth and bless this world. I'd like to add to that too, that in Girl Scouts, we close everything with taps where we cross our arms and actually literally do hold hands. So that we've got what, 3 years for his little girl to join Girl Scouts? She's a baby. I could talk for hours about what I got out of it as a girl especially, but it's good to do as an adult. So if you know someone who could get involved, that'd be awesome. Now we're going to extinguish our chalice. Do I do that? Do you do that? Would you like to do that? As we extinguish the chalice, we're going to use our traditional chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, nor the energy of action.